Namaskaram! Welcome back to Sri Deep's Garden Stories. This week, when I started listing everything that's happened here, I realized quite a lot has changed. Some small harvests, lots of growth, a few lessons, and a bit of waiting too. So, I thought I'd start with the harvest and the color in the garden first, and then slowly walk through how everything else is coming along this week. Let's start with the harvest. This week, I picked the very first tindora from our plant, just five of them, not many, but it always feels very special. The first harvest from any plant in a season always feels like a milestone to me. It does not matter how small the harvest is. I also harvested another lot of Malabar spinach. This spinach continues to grow really well in this warm weather. While there is no tomato harvest yet, there is a lot happening there too. Plenty of green cherry tomatoes and lots of Roma tomatoes setting fruit. So now it's really just a waiting game until they start ripening. Around the garden, there is still so much color. Sunflowers, dahlias, roses, and Indian jasmine, which has started blooming beautifully. The fragrance from the jasmine, especially in the evenings, is just amazing and one of my favorite things in the garden right now. Most of this week was spent on maintenance rather than planting. I have been pruning tomatoes again, tying them up and giving them better support. All of these are indeterminate varieties, so they will need trellis space and regular attention as they grow. You will see some footage here where I'm just quietly working in the garden. Nothing fancy, just pruning, tying, and checking plants. This kind of work might not look great, but it makes a difference later on, especially for airflow and pest control. We've also had quite a few caterpillars in the garden this time. They've been chewing on the Roma tomato leaves. I did have to remove two Roma tomatoes because of the caterpillar damage. So I've decided to make sure I keep a close eye on these plants now. Now, a lot of crops are actually doing so well in our garden. The okra plants are coming along nicely. And you might notice these little white droplets on the back of okra leaves. First, I thought they were pests, but if you actually look closely, they are tiny water droplets. This is called guttation. It's just excess water being released by the plant, and it's completely normal, so you don't have to worry about it if you see it on your plants. The dwarf bean Mendoza plants have grown really well, and I'm hoping they will start producing beans very soon. Both the cucumbers and the borlotti beans in the backyard have come up nicely. The patio snack cucumbers that are in our front yard already have a lot of fruit forming, and I'm hoping we will start harvesting cucumbers shortly. The pumpkin plants that are shaded in our pomegranate pot, they have started flowering. And the winter melon or the ash god growing up this trellis has also put on some really good growth. Some of the root and tropical plants are settling in well too. The ginger has come up nicely, and we have turmeric plants in two beds and one in pot. The turmeric plants in the first bed and in the pots, they have come up really beautifully, but the turmeric plants which I planted with taro and ginger, they haven't sprouted yet. But the taro has sprouted beautifully, and I'm already loving how those leaves look. They add such a lush feel to the garden, and this is my first time growing, so I'm so excited. Now, potatoes are coming along nicely as well, and there's also a volunteer plant in this bed 3 that popped up from compost. I'm not entirely sure yet if it's sweet potato or potato, so wait and see what it turns into. The passion fruit plant that I planted in the backyard in our new raised bed is showing strong growth now. I've set up a small trellis along the wall in the front yard, and I have put some tomato plants here so they can actually start climbing onto it. The moringa and the papaya plants are both growing steadily, And the dwarf Cavendish banana is putting on good growth too. Our mandarin tree seems to be doing okay so far as well. One plant I'm a bit unsure about is the guava tree. We had moved it because its roots had grown through the pot and into the ground. But since moving it, it's looking quite sad. I'm not sure if it will survive. We'll just have to wait and see how it recovers. Whilst all these were the wins, not everything worked out perfectly this week. Of all the soybean seeds I sowed, only one plant has come up so far. The bunching red onion seeds I sowed in the backyard between cucumbers and borlotti beans, they did not germinate at all. So I will try and sow some more this week. None of the purslane or the amaranth seeds I have sown have come up yet. And from the flowering seeds, only the African marigold crackerjack variety has sprouted. Our pomegranate tree had lots of flowers, but unfortunately, all the fruit dropped off. I've added some simungus to support the plant, and we will see how it goes from here. This is just part of gardening. Sometimes seeds don't germinate, sometimes plants struggle, and all you can really do is adjust, resow where needed, and most importantly, keep going. We also had this little visitor in the garden this week. Moments like this always remind me that garden isn't just for us. Over time, it becomes part of the local ecosystem too. These quite unexpected moments are some of my favorite parts of gardening. And now, before I wrap up, I also wanted to share a quick follow up from last week's backyard update. After all the pond work and moving the soil around, the deck had taken quite a hit. Once everything in the garden was settled, we decided to give the deck a refresh, which we normally do every year. It's not a big transformation, but it already makes the whole backyard feel cleaner and more put together. Sometimes it's these small finishing touches that really make a space feel complete. Do you agree? Overall, this week was about progress, patience, and small wins. Some lovely harvests, lots of healthy growth, and a few reminders that gardening is always a learning process. I will be resowing a few things this week and keeping a close eye on pests. And hopefully next week we'll have more to harvest and share. Thank you so much for spending time in the garden with me today. Let me know how your garden is going right now. Are you harvesting or still waiting like us? If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with friends and family that enjoy gardening. I will meet you all in the next episode. Until then, please keep growing what matters.